Hi guys, welcome back to Legally Vanessa. In today's video, I'm not going to be making a video specifically for law students. I'm making a video generally to high schoolers. High school scholars. So, and I was thinking, so in the morning today when I woke up, I wanted to make a video about like how to thrive as a first year. But as I did like my research, because I didn't want to limit you guys to my experiences as a first year, I wanted to like find out what other people are saying. I like the best advice they would give to a first year. So as I was doing that, I came across what shocked me, and I realized that only about 35% of the students who passed the matric get to go to university each year, meaning that 65%, about 65% of everyone who passed matric cannot get to university. And it's not that like maybe because you did not perform better or whatever. It's just mathematically impossible for the institutions in South Africa to cater for everyone, because there are currently about 26 public institutions. So yeah, I came across this data and like I was shocked. I've always known that a lot of matric scholars do not get to go to university because of like, yeah, the competition is very high. But now when I'm looking at the data, I'm just like, competition alone, I don't think it's the case anymore, because I still feel like, how competitive do you have to be like to get to university in South Africa? Because I still feel like if all of you guys can get like your level 7s, the institutions in South Africa would still not be able to cater for all of you guys, because their capacity is about at most 200,000 students a year. So they can only take about 200,000. And also I'm saying, guys, please don't take my information, especially the figures that I'm making, at face value. If you have to make your own research, but this is just like the framework that I'm gonna give you, like an overview, a picture of what really happens after matric in South Africa. Because I just feel like we tend to push like students to just like do better grade wise, but like there are a lot of factors that go into like students making it to university. So I'm just like, I just want to run like a framework, just give you an overview looking at the data in 2023, just to make you understand how hard it is to get into university in South Africa, almost how impossible it is for 50% of the students who are matriculating to get into university, because it's just practically impossible. Even, you know what, let me just run the data. So in 2020 we had 922,034 students who did the matric, and that's the number of students who wrote matric. So of that amount, 80% passed the matric, and that was 580,555 students who passed matric. But then of that amount, only about 200,000 were accepted into universities, leaving 380,555 with no spaces. And that 380,555 amounts to 65%, actually 66%, because it's 65.5%. So it's like 66% of the matriculants who passed the matric had no space in university. So like in my head, I'm like, okay, we are pushing students to like, oh, you need to work hard. Hey, what, get good grades. But the good grades alone are not gonna get you anywhere. So, and I'm not saying that like you should slack and, you know, get like you are okay with your age, you're okay with your D. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like getting good grades is a bare minimum, and it's just like one other factor into that guarantees you like a space in university. So in my advice to you, I know there are some of you who have this thing of like, I want to go to VET, I want to go to UCT, I want to go to UP, I want to go to UJ, and that's good for you. And you want to study a specific course, you want to study law, you want to study medicine, and nothing else. And I'm also guilty of that. But my advice is just sit at home and just be honest with yourself. What would you do? What would you do if your dream is to get into VET and study your medicine? What would you do if, just think of yourself in a position where VET rejects you for medicine? Because I'm not saying that like maybe for some reasons you did not perform that. You can still have all your level 7s and still not get in. And that's true reality. It happens in South Africa. Looking at the data, you would literally be deceiving yourself to sit down and think that with your level 7s you can get anywhere. So many people have level 7s. Some people come with straight level 7s in 8 modules and you think you're gonna get in. Sometimes you do qualify, you are even like overqualified. So many people are overqualified for the courses they apply for, but the competition is extremely high, and it's just impossible, like I'm saying, for everyone who like outperforms themselves to get into university, because it's just practically impossible, looking at the number of institutions we have in South Africa and the number of you guys who do the matric. So sit down and think, in that position, what would you do? VET rejects you for medicine. Are you not gonna sit and think that like, won't you ask VET if they have like space in maybe engineering? Won't you ask if they have like space in accountancy, in law, in any other course? And if you would do that in that instance, why are you not applying for that course when you still have time? Just to save yourself the stress and whatever. And also, if you don't get into VET, are you not going to now think of, can UJ take me? Can't UP take me? Can't UKZN take me? Can't UWC take me? Can't UL take me? If in that position you would think that, why are you not applying? Go VET, go UJ, go UCT, go UWC, go UFS. Why are you not applying? You can save yourself all the trauma. And for me, that's how you increase your chances of getting into university, not just with your grades. Because sometimes, for example, you'd apply for VET only level 7. It's a 7. All like when you have all level 7s and then you don't get in. And then someone will get in, go, say for example, go UP with maybe 5 distinctions. They'll get in 5 distinctions. And then when you are sitting go high 7 distinctions, because VET rejected you, because so many students have applied for VET who have like your level 7s. Because you confined yourself to an institution, it costed you a year. And I'm very guilty. I am very guilty of that, because at some point now I was the one who was like, it's either law or nothing. I did my matric in 2017 and I did qualify to get into law school in so many institutions. But did I apply? I was very, very careless. And it was in that moment in 2018 when I did not have like a position, like when I did not have like an acceptance letter into law school. And then I started to think that actually I would be so grateful for an acceptance letter to study law at any institution. Or I had applied GOVET. and I didn't get in. So at that moment, I would have been very happy for UJ's offer to me to study law there. So had it been that like maybe I applied at UJ when I was doing my matric, I would have like increased my chances of getting into UJ. And then I made the same mistake again. Of course, for me, it was also that thing of it's either law or nothing. So 2018, I applied for UJ and UJ and UJ and Vets. I applied at UJ and Vets for law, only law, only law. Why did I get in? No, UJ rejection because space constraint. They tell you that like, okay, we see you qualified, but there's nothing we can do because we have so many spaces. We can't take everyone. You qualify, you are overqualified, but unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. So it was in that moment, second year after matric, that I'm starting to think that okay, I want to do law so bad, but that acceptance letter is not coming, and it is not guaranteed that at any point I'm gonna get in. So in that moment, second year after my matric, that's now I'm thinking, okay, do we have late applications open anywhere where I can study anything? Because now it's just like a matter of I want to go to school. I want to go to school. It matters not if I'm doing law or anything. At this point, I just want to study. I can't be like at home for the second year and third year and fourth year, fifth year until I don't know when that acceptance letter comes. So now at the back of my head is, had I thought of that situation now where I'm like thinking anything, anywhere. If I had that mindset at the beginning in 2017, I'd be in my third year doing something. And also, this thing, just apply, man. Just apply. Get into, especially like your first year, man. I know that like majority of students in South Africa, we are funded by NSFAS. We use NSFAS for our fees. So what happens with NSFAS is NSFAS gives you a year where they can just like fund you. If like, let's say for example, if maybe, okay, so you have like, if your degree is 4 years, they give you an extra year where they will still fund you. So you have an excess year. So what happened with me was I ended up now applying to CPUT to go and study chemical engineering for a year, and then in that year I applied to get into still law, and then fortunately for me I was accepted for UWC, and I had to make sure now that I finish on record time, because if I added a year, NSFAS was not going to fund my final year because they've already funded me for that extra year for CPUT. So all I'm saying to you is how you increase your chances of getting into any institution in South Africa is that you need to stop obsessing over institutions and just think of what is important to you. And like, our priorities are not the same. Some of us, it is important that I go to vets, but is you going to vets more important than you not staying at home for 2 years? If you going to vets is more important than you avoiding staying at home for 2 years, then by all means stay at home for that 2 years, it's okay. But for some of us, it's that thing that I cannot afford to be at home for 2 years. So if that is the case for you, then by all means apply to all institutions, all the 26 institutions. And my advice with applying to all those institutions is find out how many institutions, find out those institutions where application fee is for free and apply to all those institutions. For example, UJ, you don't need to apply for application fee. You don't have to apply. You don't have to pay an application fee. Apply for any course go UJ, and even if you don't meet the minimum requirements, you have nothing to lose applying go UJ. But if you are applying for a certain course, go UP. Last time when I checked, the application fee was like 340 if I'm not mistaken. So if you're going to apply for UP, make sure that you apply for something that you are overqualified for, because you have no business paying that application fee for something that you might not even get accepted for. Because at the end of the day, at the beginning of the year, when those results come and you don't have an acceptance letter, you would be grateful for an acceptance letter at any institution for any course. And that is my best advice to you guys. Until the next video, see you guys. Bye.